Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson, man. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing key things I'm going to be looking for when the Cowboys have joint practices this week against the LA Chargers. And before we hop into the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment your thoughts on the video, and share one who you think that may like the video as well, man. The Cowboys have joint practices with the LA Chargers starting this week. They're going to start having practices Wednesday and Thursday, and then they're going to take a little break on Friday and then play the game against each other on Saturday. So the things I'm looking forward for with the Cowboys is I want to see how our offense shapes up against the LA Chargers defense. You know, the Los Angeles Chargers, they are a team that has been talked about a whole lot in this offseason. You know, a lot of people say that Justin Herbert's top 10 quarterback, him up a lot, especially since the acquisitions that the Los Angeles Chargers have made by acquiring and spending a lot of money in free agency through trades and everything like that. They traded for Khalil Mack. They traded, they signed a big deal to J.C. Jackson. They signed big money to Mike Williams and things of that nature. So it's going to be really intriguing to see how the Cowboys shape up. And one of the many things that I'm going to start out with is I want to see how our offense shapes up. I want to see how CeeDee Lamb shapes up against J.C. Jackson. I know they played last year, week 5 or week 6. Last year when we played New England, at New England last year in that overtime thriller. Going to see how the wide receivers look against the DBs of this LA Chargers. You know, LA Chargers, they got two really good corners, Asante Samuel Jr., J.C. Jackson, and I believe they signed another corner. Might have been Bryce Callahan, I think. So the Chargers have 3 really good corners, and I'm really intrigued to see how the offense is going to look up against their defense. You know, basically, I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have a really good practice, but I want to see what the other receivers do. I want to see how Jalen Tolbert might look against Asante Samuel. How Dennis Houston or Noah Brown, whoever's getting reps in the slot, shapes up against Bryce Callahan. You know, things of that nature. And also, what's going to be intriguing is the offensive line. I want to know how the offensive line is going to shape up against a Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack on the opposite side. I want to see how Terrence Steele looks against Joey Bosa again. Even though last year you played him in a real regular season game, I want to know how Terrence Steele shapes up in practice reps against Joey Bosa as well. So that's going to be really intriguing. Of course, the offense, I know Dak's going to look good. I know CeeDee Lamb will look good. It's just what are the other guys going to look, what are the other guys going to bring, because we're going to depend on a lot of different guys heading into the season, and we want to see what some of these guys are made out of. You know, we saw a little bit what they are against Denver, but since the Chargers, they are a highly doubted team, and they're talked about a lot, and they're a lot of people's favorites to go to the Super Bowl. A lot of the Chargers, they're favorites to win their division, with a lot of talking heads on TV. So it's intriguing to see how we shape up against the Chargers. Defensively, what I'm looking forward to is our D-line. I'm looking forward to what Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Osa Odighizuwa, Neville Gallimore, those guys. I'm looking forward to see how will they shape up against the Chargers offensive line. You know, I'm pretty sure the Chargers are going to throw in some runs, some little touch passes. They're going to try to throw their running game into effect. And I want to see how our defensive line shapes up against, especially our nose tackles. I want to see how great we are against stopping the run. You know, they got Austin Eckler and a couple other guys that can tote the rock as well. So it's going to be really intriguing to see how our D-line shapes up against the Chargers. And I want to know if we're able to gain a lot of pressure on Justin Herbert. Is he uncomfortable back there? Is he comfortable? Is it really hard for the Cowboys to send pressure? Which I really doubt, especially with how great Micah Parsons is, how solid and good how DeMarcus Lawrence is. I want to see some of our DN rotations as well, like Terrell Basham, Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, a lot of those guys. I want to see how they get reps. Chauncey Golston, a lot of those guys as well too. And another part of the defense I'm looking really forward to is the linebacker position. I want to know, does Jabril Cox get a lot of burn? If not, Anthony Barr will be able to practice this week. So I want to know how Anthony Barr looks like in this system with the Dallas Cowboys. What will we have him doing? Will we have him and Mike Parsons possibly lining up over a gap against the center? Will we see them both on the edge, and they both having a twist stunt? Are we going to see Anthony Barr a lot in coverage? So I'm really intrigued to see what Dan Quinn is going to use his specialties and see how he's going to display Anthony Barr onto this defense, and hopefully we have another playmaker on this team. But I'm really intrigued to see how Anthony Barr does, as well as the Jabril Cox, because Jabril Cox is definitely somebody that is definitely linebacker of our future. If he can definitely show potential and can shine throughout camp, and especially if he shines, especially in this week's practice. Most of them talking about Jabril Cox. I think he definitely will get a lot of starting reps moving forward at linebacker. So, and then another part of the defense I am really intrigued to see is the defensive backs. Really how Anthony Brown shapes up with Mike Williams, because Anthony Brown has been looking really, really good in camp. He has been having good reps against CeeDee Lamb and against the other corners as well. He has been having a really solid camp. I want him to keep that up, Anthony Brown, and see how he does against Mike Williams. Or if because the Cowboys aren't really, yes, they play man-to-man, but we're not really a team that's going to say, hey, Trayvon Diggs, you're on Mike, you're on Keenan Allen the entire game. Or if Keenan Allen's quiet, you're on Mike Williams. We're not really like that. Whereas wherever the offense lines up, they'll get that assignment. Sometimes we'll follow, but that's not that, we don't really do that here in Dallas. So I want to see how Anthony Brown looks against Mike Williams and against some of the other receivers of the LA Chargers. Trayvon Diggs, I'm really intrigued to see what he does, especially against Keenan Allen and everything like that. And I already know if there's some plays where Trey Diggs gets burnt, I already know Twitter's going to go crazy and say that, he's a trash at corner or whatever. So I want to see how great in coverage that he can actually play, because a lot of people don't know, but Trayvon Diggs, this is like his 4th year actually of playing corner. He's not one of these corners like, your Jalen Ramsey's and Xavier Howard's and Stephon Gilmore's, where they've been playing corner ever since college and high school, and they played it from high school all the way up to the pros. So, this is a bit of a transition for Trayvon Diggs, but I think he's been handling pretty well, especially last year. He had one of the best years of a corner has ever had in 40 years. So I want to see can Trayvon Diggs get his hands on a couple balls like he normally does, but is he a little bit more stickier in coverage? I like to see that more out of Trayvon Diggs a lot. And maybe if they have like a little kicking battle situation, I like to see how that plays out. If they have any mojo moments, maybe some team stuff with Cowboys on Cowboys for a little bit, or if they have a little 2-minute drill that the team is working on and we're going against the Chargers defense, or we're driving and we're practicing on 2-minute, I want to see how our kicking battle goes as well. I think that's another intriguing point I want to see in the practices. Hopefully they incorporate that into practices, because I know they didn't do that as much, or I didn't hear about it at all with the Cowboys and Broncos when they had joint practices. They didn't involve the kickers that much. Hopefully in this one they will. So also we can get a fair share of how our kickers look is some sort of amount of pressure. So I like to see how Liram looks and Brett Maher. So that's about it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys have a nice day. Appreciate for all the support you guys have been showing in the past couple of videos. I really appreciate it. See you guys in the next video. See you later. Bye.